Hey guys, welcome to my mini-series, Spooky Saturdays. I'm going to tell you guys about some of my 100% true ghost stories on this little mini-series. I think I might do 2 stories per week, because I have quite a few to go over. And I'm going to go in like a chronological order from like by age or years. So my very first incident with the supernatural was, I was probably about 8 or 9 years old, whenever, I don't know, the first computers came out with Windows 95. Yeah, probably 8 or 9. I'm dating myself. So I was sitting in the computer room. It was pretty late at night, sitting in the computer room, and I had my back to the computers and I was tuning a radio. Yes, a radio. So I was tuning a radio to the station I was trying to get it to, and out of the corner of my eye I saw this black figure pretty much walk through the doorway right past me, and I'm actually getting goosebumps right now telling it. It walked right past me and then through the wall towards like my friend's house. That was my neighbor. And so for probably the next 10 seconds I was like just frozen with fear, and I just ran for my life into the living room where my parents were. And I told my mom. I was freaked out. I was pale. I said I saw something. It was a black figure, like, I was like, it looked like a shadow, but it was standing upright. God, I'm getting goosebumps. It was standing upright, and it just walked through the doorway through, right past me. And so, of course, after that, I'm freaked out. So I think I fell asleep on the couch that night with my parents. And sure enough, the next day, my mom went on the computer and typed in, like, my child saw a shadowy figure, and there's a term called shadow people. And she described it to me, and I said, that's exactly what I saw. Now, this next incident is probably my favorite story, my second favorite story, and it's because it had so many dynamics. It was so weird, all right? So now we fast forward probably about 6 years. So I'm about 15 years old now, and nobody's home. My parents are at a casino, so I'm home alone. It's the middle of summer, and I got the windows open. It's a beautiful night. I'm sitting at the computer with my shirt off, chatting with some friends, and I go to stretch. I go to do, the old, like, ah! And as I'm stretching, I feel fingers, like, run down my back. So I jumped up out of the chair, looking around, thinking, like, maybe my friend, noticed that I came home, because we had just visited West Virginia, so we came back that night. And, I'm like, maybe someone's messing with me, maybe it's my buddy Justin. But no, I look around, nobody's there. So I get up, I go towards the kitchen, because for some reason I thought the kitchen was the safest place to be since it's a wide open area. And so I grab my shirt on the way to the kitchen, and as the shirt is over my head, we used to have these plastic cups, and I heard this plastic cup slowly slide across the countertop. So I pulled the shirt over my head, looking around like, okay, now it's getting very weird. Now it's getting very weird. And so I start walking towards the back door, because now I'm definitely thinking that somebody's got to be in the house messing with me. So I walk towards the back door, and, I'm looking around, don't see anybody. And as I go to turn around, I could see we had this key rack that was held up kind of like by a peg, and if you moved it, it would sway back and forth. Well, this key rack was swaying real nice and slow, and there was absolutely no wind. I didn't open the door, so, you know, there's no wind from that would have opened the door or pushed it. So now I walk back into the computer room, and I'm like chatting with my friends, and I'm saying, all right, something is really weird going on here. You know, I'm explaining everything that's happening, and as I'm typing, I could hear this god-awful bang come from the living room, and now I am really getting chills. I'm really getting the goosebumps now. But I heard this boom come from the living room, and the only way I could describe it is if you've ever heard plywood fall onto, like, you know, a hard surface like concrete or whatever, you know, or plywood fall onto other plywood, like that buckling noise. It sounded like that. So it almost sounded like somebody threw a bowling ball onto, I don't know, like plywood or something, and it was just so loud. And so for the rest of the night, I had every light on in that house. I had every light on in that house, and I think even going to bed I had the lights on, because I mean I was completely freaked out. So those are my 100% true ghost stories, and I hope you've enjoyed them. If you have any stories that you'd like to share with me, leave them down in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. But those are my experiences. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great spooky day.